I'll go ahead and get started. So, welcome back to another episode, guys. I'm your host, T. Welcome to the adventures of TNT. And today we are doing a full album reaction to Opeth Still Life. We are continuing our journey with Opeth. Now, if you guys have been rocking with me for a minute, you know that I started with the initial album, Orchid. I followed that up with Morning Rise. And the previous album I just did last month was My Arms, Your Hearse. And I've been thoroughly enjoying this journey. I think this band is amazing. I think the progression of their sound is really, really good because that's something that you don't hear with a lot of bands. You don't hear a lot of bands continuously use the elements that they've learned previously and implement them in the newer music, and it sounds good. For most bands, and I say most bands, when they progress with their sound, they always introduce new elements that make it not sound as good. And one of the reasons why I say most bands is because we all have our favorite bands. We all have our favorite bands that we listen to. And it always gets to a point of where somewhere along the line, their sound changes to the point of where it's no longer something you're a fan of. And so far, I haven't noticed that with Opeth. So far with Opeth, everything that they've started introducing into their music, whether it was more black metal elements or different song structures or time signatures, it's been incredibly good. And it just goes to show that these guys really, really know what they're doing. So anyway, today we're going to be checking out Still Life, which is the 4th studio album. I didn't look up anything about the album because a lot of times I like to go into these reactions blind. But what I do know is that what everybody tells me is that this is really when Opeth started hitting their stride. This is really when they started coming into their own and developing that distinctive sound that everybody really knows them for. So I'm looking forward to this album. There's a lot of hype behind this. As far as I know, there wasn't really too many changes in the band. I think everybody from the previous album is still in there, as well as the producers. This album came out in 1999. So this is 1 year after My Arms, Your Hearse. 1999. Nu metal is in full effect. Death metal is thrash. Everything else is going down the drain. It's all about pop, commercialized metal. This is probably the one time in history where metal was real, well, I would say nu metal was at the height of its popularity as far as commercial appeal and everything in America. Because, as you know, these guys are a Swedish band, so I don't know what was going on in Sweden. All I know what was going on in America. And these guys drop Still Life in 1999. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's check it out. Let's hear what they got going on. I want to know what elements these guys are going to be including in this album to see if they're falling in line with the trends. Because who knows? Maybe Opeth decided to go in a nu metal direction. I don't know. Anyway, guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section. I want you guys to do these reactions with me. Let me know what you think about the music that we're listening to. And let's just go ahead and get started. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that and kick this off. So the first track we're going to be listening to is The More. All right, guys, so welcome to the stream. I just had to play the intro from my last stream that was cut off because I was like, man, I am not doing that intro all over again. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and kick things off with The More, which is the first track off of Opeth Still Life. Once again, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and I'd like you guys to do this reactions with me. Let's go. Oh, and wait. Most importantly, shout out to our patron Julian, because without Julian, this would not be happening. So shout out to you, man. Thank you for sponsoring this video. There we go. Yeah, if you're in the chat, say what's up. Like this build up. Guys, y'all know Opeth has like some of the most beautiful riffs ever. hear that? Hear that? It's getting quiet. Oh, man. Guys, this is the first track off of Opeth Still Life, The More. First of all, let me know if y'all can hear me, if I'm coming through clear. But wow, this was an amazing track. These guys, when it comes to doing intros, like the first track on an album, these guys do not miss. Because on the previous album, My Arms Are Hers, the first track on there was, I believe it was April Ethereal. And that song, to me, it was the best song on the album, but it was incredibly gripping. And this was another one of those. Now, my commentary for the first track is usually kind of long, but I will add timestamps so you guys can jump from songs and commentary after the video is done. But I just wanted to revel in the greatness of this song for a minute and just talk about it. You guys can chat in the chat. This was like the epitome of what Opeth is and what they do. They've taken all of the elements, everything from the previous albums, and they just improved on it. Everything that I said was wrong in the previous albums was fixed on this one song. Everything. One of the things I talked about with Orchid was the level of consistency in the sound. And then on the following album, Morning Rise, it was the same thing. There was a certain level of consistency with the flow of the music, because we all know Opeth likes to do transitions. And so the transitions in both of those albums was off, because the way that they structured the songs, at some point you would be vibing with the song and then it would fall off. On the following albums, My Arms, Your Hearse, it seemed like they were improving on it, but there were still parts of the transitions of where the tones would change and it would take me out of the song. And with this particular song right here, everything flowed. Everything flowed so well. And you already know that Opeth likes to add just tons and tons of elements, different elements of metal into their music. And I guess that's why they're considered prog, or prog death metal, or whatever. But I absolutely love how they can switch from clean vocals to growling, and even the way that this song, it started, it had an incredibly long buildup. But it gently eases you into the song and it explodes. And then I love how the song, it goes into the flow of the song. Sorry, it goes into the flow of the song. And then it just explodes with these death metal elements. And I was like, oh man, they're taking everything and they're compiling into the music. And then even with the acoustic guitars, how they transition into the acoustic guitars, which was similar to the last track on Morning Rise, because they did that a lot. In Morning Rise, they would do these transitions into like acoustic guitars, and I said that in my reaction. I was like, I don't get it. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it was in the right place. How you're going from this heavy, emotional piece, and then it's like soft and gentle acoustic guitars. But this, it felt so genuine. It felt right. So where do we go from here? You guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section. What you think about this song. We're gonna go ahead and keep things moving with the next track. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to space up the commentary so you guys can skip around if you're watching this after the stream. But started off strong. That's good. So the next song we're going to be listening to is Godhand's Lament. Let's go. Babe, thank you. Guys, that was a beautiful track. That was a great song. So far, these guys they're doing their thing. Yeah, need a cigarette. Oh man, you gotta love how these guys put their compositions together. And I said this before. Listening to Opeth is like listening to, one of you guys mentioned it, a movement. It's like a movement of music. It's like a symphony. They capture the atmosphere, the feeling of the music, of what they're trying to convey. And the storytelling in the music. Because we talked about this before, but a lot of times artists try to tell the story through the lyrics. But when you have musicians that are incredibly good, they tell the story through the music. And you feel it. You feel it in the music. And that's something that you really hear with Opeth's style, because even the lead singer, I call him Mikhail, but I believe his name is Michael. Y'all let me know in the comment section. But you hear how he uses his vocals as an instrument. He's not growling just to be like rah, 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 like a lot of bands do. A lot of bands just want to growl just to growl. But when this dude, he is growling, he's using his vocal style as a part of the music. And then, of course, he comes in with the clean vocals to sing. But the way his clean vocals hit, it's like very harmoniously. And it's just, it's a whole vibe. So before, in the previous song, The Moors, we were talking about how they were taking all of the elements of their style and just progressing with their sound. But with this song, Godhand'sLament, you hear the progression and the style in which they tell a story through the music. Because this is definitely a track where you can feel how diabolical it is, how evil it is, but you also feel how beautiful it is. I seen somebody mention in the chat that they, like, as soon as it came on, they were like, yo, this is beautiful. And so many of y'all in the chat were saying that as well. Yeah, these guys, they compose beautiful music. It feels like, sometimes it feels like a combination of an angel and a demon, like heaven and hell. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and keep things going. The next track we're going to listen to is Benighted. And I just want to make a quick announcement really quick because somebody had mentioned, Walt, he had mentioned something in the chat. He said, yo, T, I'm getting notifications for crypto this and crypto that. Do not click it. It was brought to my attention that somebody has made, or a couple of people have made duplicate accounts under the Adventures of TNT, and they're trying to sell you guys crypto. So Tasha and I, you know, we're not going to ask you guys for money or crypto to invest in crypto projects or any of that bullshit. So don't click it. We have all of our links. If you want to donate anything to the stream, all of our links are down below. So do not click anybody trying to sell you crypto or any of that shit, because it ain't us. And I heard it started in the Discord. So I'm going to post something in the Discord just to let you guys know. But don't ever click that stuff. And if you have any oh damn, that's some good coffee. If you guys have any concerns about any messages or something that seems like out of place, you know, just message me. We're very accessible. You can hit me up on Instagram or Discord. But yeah, we're not going to ask you for your credit card information or any of your personal information ever. So don't click those links and don't give them your information. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the next song. Let's jam.
this night you will be gone, so far away from our weak and crumbling lives. Come into this night when days are done, lost and astray, it must vanish from your eyes. It came and distorted your sight, saw you benighted by your pride. Come into this night, you glide alone, carry your weight, you are flawed as all of us. Come into this night, your only home. It's never too late to repent, suffer the love. What came and distorted your sight, saw you benighted by your pride.
All right, so this was another beautiful song, a ballad. This is Opeth. If you're just now joining the stream right now, guys, I am doing a full album reaction to Opeth Still Life. I believe this is their 4th studio album. Yeah. And song we just listened to was Benighted, which so far I consider this like an intermission. An intermission piece. They've done this before where they make softer, more gentler songs, kind of taking a break from the music and then getting back to it. But it's also, for the band, in a way, it's them showing off their versatility and their range and style, because not everything has to be hardcore, brutal, black and evil death metal. And some of the similarities that I've noticed was that they took pieces of this particular style and they ended up using it in later pieces of their work. Because I believe in, let me see if I can find it on here. When the drums kick in, Right here. Right here, yeah. And they start getting down. That was like a similar mix that they had in the transition in Harlequin Forest. And so it follows that narrative of them taking building on the elements from previous albums and utilizing it in later pieces of music. So really chill piece. Another great track, beautiful. But we're gonna go ahead and keep things going. This is Moonlapse Vertigo. Now, okay. Now, I thought Moonlapse Vertigo was on another album, but maybe because I know I did a reaction to this song when I first started getting into Opeth. I know I did a reaction to this song. So I guess it's just a little confusing to me. But it's been so long, so I completely forgot about it. But that's the problem with when we take requests as reactors, is that a lot of times people request songs that are like from all over the place. But Moonlapse Vertigo was probably maybe the second or the third song that I've heard from them. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I did do it. More videos like this. All right. So I can't. I know that I did do the song, but I can't remember what it sounded like. So I'm going to go ahead and recheck it out. We're going to revisit it, and I already know this is going to be a good song, but let's go. I gotta say this. It's like these guys, they take all the atmosphere, all the feelings, all the elements of of black metal. They take like the core elements that you love about black metal, especially like the feeling, and they implement it in their music so well. Just chef's kiss. Guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this track so far? hear these riffs.
healthy and calm.
Oh my god.
The scar behind your
Guys, this was Moonlapse Vertigo. This is the epitome of what people expect of this band. This song is a masterpiece. It had everything. It had everything that we've been talking about in this video, everything that I've been talking about since the beginning of my journey with this band. It encompassed and encaptured everything that fans would love about this band. Give me your numbers out of 10. What did you think about this this particular song? Go ahead and flood my chat. Let me know. But to me, this song is a masterpiece. It's perfect. Beautiful riffs. Great drum work. You can hear those jazzy elements in there. I seen somebody mention a comment about it. But the structure is perfection. The feeling, the atmosphere, like everything about this song was just great. To me, this is a perfect Opeth song. And I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that this is my favorite track. For a long time, Blackwater Park, Harlequin Forest were my favorite songs. But this right here takes the cake. This is my favorite track by this band. Out of all 4 albums that I've listened to so far, and the bits and pieces of some of the albums that I've heard later on. So now I'm curious. I'm curious what I actually thought about this song when I first heard it almost 2 years ago. So just bear with me for a second because I'm not speeding through this album. I just want to kind of revel in this for a little bit. So let me see. When I was getting into this band, I wonder if my thoughts were the same. All right, let's see. What are you talking about, T? I see. This song was perfect. Yikes. This song was fucking perfect. Every song I've listened to from Opeth so far has been a fucking masterpiece. Like I said, well-crafted music. This is a well-crafted song. Excellent vocals, excellent guitar riffs, excellent solo, just excellent everything, excellent growls. What did I say? So, I forgot what I was gonna say because I was just so lost in this. There was just so many different parts in this song that was so good, and I can imagine if you're an Opeth fan and you meet another Opeth fan, they're gonna have different parts in this song that they like the most, you know, and everybody can just pick out. This is 2 years ago. Specific parts in music in this particular song that was good. You know how like sometimes there's a really popular song or a really good song and everybody can say, oh, this is my favorite part, and it's like most of the time it's the same part. But with this song, it's the way it's structured. I'm sorry guys, this is really hard to explain, but there are just certain parts in each part of this song that just made it so good. And I can imagine if you just run into somebody, they're going to say, I like the growling the most. I like his angelic voice and his singing. I like, you know, this guitar riff at the 4-minute mark, or the guitar solo, or even the outro. Just so good. I really enjoy this. Guys, like I said, if you don't want to see Spice Girls on this channel, because I don't want to do Spice Girls, like this video. Like this video and let me know that you want to see me do more. Okay. All right, so it looks like my thoughts were exactly the same. Like I said, I first did my reaction to Moonlapse Vertigo 2 years ago, and I was still fairly new to doing metal reactions. But even then, with fresh ears to metal, I still thought this was a masterpiece song. And that just lets me know that, yeah, I was on point, I guess. All right. That was interesting. Yeah, I completely actually forgot that I had heard this song, or the actual melodies of this song. And that's how it is sometimes with doing these reactions, because Tasha and I, we consume so much music. So that was really cool. Anyway, The next song we're gonna be checking out. This is "Face of Melinda." All right, let's go. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, y'all. Oh yeah, I think back then I wasn't even into death metal or black metal. Don't be telling my secrets, Philo.
Turnstile beckons a damsel fair. Face of Melinda neath blackened hair. No joy would flicker in her eyes. Brooding sadness came to her eyes. She sacrificed always that hollow love in her face.
All right, guys, this was another beautiful song by Opeth, and the interesting thing about this band is that even when they make songs that aren't in your face, rip your skull off, and they have these softer, more gentle pieces, they're still so incredibly good, so well crafted, great, beautiful riffs, and just really, really get you into the zone. Now, I do want to apologize because all throughout this reaction, I haven't really been focusing too much on the lyrics. And for me, Opeth isn't a band that I can focus on the lyrics because a lot of times they're inaudible and you can't understand what Michael, what he's saying, especially when he's growling, unless you have the lyrics pulled up. And I find that even with the lyrics pulled up as I'm doing these reactions, it's still kind of hard for me to follow the lyrics because the music is so captivating. It's like you really get lost in the music with these guys. And the only time that I can focus on the lyrics is when he's doing his clean vocals. And so with this particular track right here, it was clean vocals all the way through, but you could really tell that they were emphasizing on the story, on the narrative that they're pushing. Because to me, this does feel like a concept album in which they are telling a story of something happening. I don't know because I wasn't focusing on the lyrics, but you can tell with this particular song because it was about a woman. And I believe it was about him and being infatuated or liking a woman, but she was attached to somebody else. And so he decided to take her. I don't know. I'm probably not going to break down the lyrics right now because it would probably take too long to analyze the lyrics of this song. But maybe in another video, if you guys would like that, if we could pick out certain Opeth songs, we'll listen to it, we'll break down the lyrics, and then we'll talk about or discuss the meaning behind it. I just think that might be too much for what we're doing right now. But I did like how the song was just very soft and gentle, and it built up to this part where it explodes in your face. And the thing of it is that when they do go in and it kind of reaches its stride and explodes, it's not too much. They give you that nice little groove. And it follows the flow and the energy of the song. And this is what I'm talking about. Compared to the previous albums, these guys on this particular album, they are mastering the craft of transitioning their sounds from going to gentle to hard to falling off and fading out. And I can really appreciate that. You can really definitely hear the growth in their sound with this particular track. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about this particular song. We're going to go ahead and keep things going. The next song we're going to be listening to is Serenity, Painted Death.
Come on, bro.
Oh, is that it? Okay, all right. So guys, that was Serenity Painted Death. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about that track, as well as give me your numbers out of 10, what you thought. And I'm gonna give my thoughts. So I would say that this was my least favorite track on the album. And I say that because what I've noticed was, it's a good track. But what I noticed was consistency issues. To me, this song had the most, I guess, kind of jam vibe. This was different than every single track on this album. And you hear like the elements of jazz in here. Oh, you're like, blasphemy. Oh, no. Well, I mean, these are my feelings. But what I've noticed was the consistency issues in the music with the time signatures and the transitions. It almost felt experimental for this album. This song sounded like it should have been on My Arms Your Hearse. I don't care what you think. It sounded like this should have been on My Arms Your Hearse because it didn't fit the vibe from Still Life. The same issues that I was talking about with My Arms Your Hearse, this song had the same issues. And I wish I could find it in the track at the exact point that it does it. I'm probably not gonna find it, but if I can point something out. All right, like right here, and it just drops off. They did the exact same thing throughout the majority of the songs on My Arms Your Hearse, and I hated that. Because on this album right here, they don't do this. Where it's like going off, just drop. It's like falling off a cliff. I hate that. And all throughout this album, they've eased you into their more gentler parts, and they've like built you up to the rip your face off parts. But that drop right there, they did that all throughout this particular song. And so the first thing I thought was the structure on this song was completely different than everything else on Still Life. So as I said, it is a good song when you keep it in that capacity that it could have been on My Arms. But, and I guess maybe this is me consuming this album as a whole, and my brain is already fixed on the expectations of what I'm expecting from this album, because so far I've enjoyed every single song on this album. Every single song on this album has been a complete masterpiece, and that's because they've already set up from the Moors what you are to expect from each song. But this song, to me, this was kind of like an outlier, because the elements in it, the structure of it, it didn't follow the pattern of what I was expecting from all the other tracks. So that's my rationale on it. That's my thoughts. I thought that there were a lot of, they do what they do. They compile a bunch of elements of classic jazz, death. There was even like some heavy metal stylings in there as well, especially with the solo. And the way they compiled it in this song, it didn't mesh well. It didn't mesh too well for me. So, yeah. It's probably one of those songs that you probably have to listen to multiple times. And that way you can kind of get a complete vibe for it. But on a first time listen for me, as well as consuming this album as a whole, to me, it didn't fit. So, just my thoughts. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and finish up with the last album on the track. This is White Cluster. Let's go. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, y'all. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I want to know your numbers. I want to know what you thought about the track. I want to know if you agreed with me on my critique, or if you disagree. I mean, I don't care. But I do want to know what you guys think. Anyway, let's go. See that transition right there? That was a smooth transition.
Once I repent, I seal the lid.
You can hear it's building tension.
I slither for you and I'm dying. I find trust in
Hear that? Hear that? It's like an orchestra. What did I tell y'all? What the fuck did I tell y'all? That's how you do it. All right, guys. So this is White Cluster. This was the final track on... Oh, hold on. It's not over. All right, here we go. So this is White Cluster, and this is the final track on Opeth Still Life. And I thought that this was a great way to wrap up the album. it flowed. It fell in line with the expectations of the vibe that I got from this album. I think that it was beautiful. This whole album was beautiful. This is probably some of the most beautiful metal that I've ever heard in my life. When I talk about music that gives you an experience, this is what we're talking about. And this is why people hate new stuff. Because I don't know what it is, but a lot of the older stuff, like, they really know how to give you an experience. And that's what I felt throughout this whole album. This album is a masterpiece. This album is damn near perfect. Yeah, there was a track on here that I wasn't really too vibing with, but it for the most part, it didn't take away from the greatness of this album overall. So I seen one of the comments, and one of the guys was saying, yeah, you need to go ahead and check it out again, and which I will, because usually I do follow-up listens to the albums that I listen to, but I think that for this particular album, on my second pass through, I'm probably going to focus a little bit more on the lyrics, because as you listen to this album in its entirety, you can tell with the music that there's layers and layers and layers between everything on here. And I think one of the layers that I was missing was the story in the lyrics, because I could hear and I could feel the story in the music. So you said, can I do another stream to keep me from shopping online? Oh man, that's exactly what I'm going to do as soon as I'm done with this. I'm going to be shopping online. So guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about this particular song right here. Let me know what you thought about the album overall and where it ranks in your hierarchy of Opeth albums. Because so far I've been thoroughly enjoying my journey. I think these guys are incredibly talented. It really shows in their music, because the quality in their music is better than almost 90% of the bands that are out there. 90% of the bands that make metal music, the quality in their musicianship and the creativity in their riffs. Like, a lot of stuff you hear out there nowadays is very repetitive, but there's nothing in here that is repetitive. They really keep you on the edge of your seat with their sound. Now, I did point something out in the song in which it kind of proved my point as far as what they do with their structures of the songs. Let me see if I can find it really quick, and then I'll go ahead and get out of here. Oh, this part right here. See how they ease into the more gentler parts? This is something that they've done all throughout this album. And with that previous track, it just fell off, and that bothered me. But it kind of reinforced my thought process of how they structured the songs in this album. So I just wanted to point that out. Oh, yeah. Also, that was something else that I forgot to mention, was that this song reminded me of Iron Maiden, Rime of the Ancient Mariner. If you guys are familiar with that song, Iron Maiden did a fantastic job with telling a story within the music, especially with the more gentler parts. So when I heard this song in its entirety, and I should have mentioned this before, after listening to White Cluster, I was thinking to myself, these guys were definitely inspired by Iron Maiden, Rime of the Ancient Mariner, from the structure of that song, and even how this one was designed and going into the softer, more gentler parts. Because if you remember in Rime of the Ancient Mariner, it has that soft part in the middle that kind of, it creates that atmosphere because it's telling a story of what's actually going on. And because this song was about a condemned man being hung, you still get that kind of vibe. And then even towards the end right here, all this, I was like, oh man, that's Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Yeah, the poem part. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got from this. So very, very cool. Very, 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 very dope. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up with the stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today for this full album reaction to Opeth Still Life. Like I said, I am going to break these up into parts to where I'll break off my commentary and the song so you guys can skip through whichever parts that you want. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. After this stream is over, come back to the comment section and type in the comments. Let me know what your favorite song was. Let me know if you agree with me on my thoughts, or if you disagree with me. It's okay. It's fine. I just want to hear your thoughts because I enjoy going live and doing these full album reactions and getting y'all's feedback and, you know, hearing what your favorite songs are and stuff. So make sure you stay tuned. Hopefully we will be continuing some more Opeth. Yeah, I'm not sure what my next album reaction is going to be. So far, a lot of people have been asking me to check out the latest Megadeth. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Guys, as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Join the Discord, because a lot of times after the streams, we go to the Discord, we hang out, we chat, and we shoot the shit. But anyway, y'all have a great Labor Day weekend and a good afternoon, and I'll see you guys later.